Hey guys, and welcome to Dating Woes. This is going to be episode 10. It's the epic episode, and this was going to be a slash episode because it deals with the same topic of Outback Steakhouse, but I have two different scenarios for Outback Steakhouse. So, without further ado, I'm going to talk about it. Steakhouse used to be like my favorite place to go, especially in college. They had the best Burger wings. The drinks were amazing. Me and my friends used to go all the time. The bread was dope. I mean, the food was just good overall. Like, Outback Steakhouse was a really great food place. Well, really great restaurant to eat at. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Loved it, in fact, that I even worked there as a server over one summer when I was interning at Mercedes. I was trying to hustle, get a whole bunch of money to go back to school with. And then I ended up working as a hostess at one of the locations that was closest to the campus. So this first story I want to talk about is pre-working at Outback Steakhouse. So it was my freshman year, and I, of course, when I was a freshman, I didn't have a car. So especially like the first year and a half, I didn't have a car at all on campus. So in order for it to get off campus, you would have to have somebody with a car, or upperclassmen that had a car or something. Typically a guy would have one to take you off campus and everything. So at the time, my roommate and I, neither one of us had cars, and of course I was hungry, and this guy said he wanted to take me out. He was really nice. I was a freshman, he was upperclassman, he had a car and everything, and I was just like, well, he was like, I want to take you out. And I was like, sure, like, that's cool. He was like, where you want to go? And I'm like, Outback Steakhouse, of course, because, that's my favorite place. So he's like, sure, I'll take you. And then I was telling my roommates, and he was like, well, hey, you think he'll let us go, like, in the car, too? Because we're hungry, but we don't have to be on your date. We could be at another table. And I was like, I'll ask him and see what happens. And, sure enough, he was like, yeah, sure, it's no problem. Like, I don't mind taking them, too. They'll have their table, we'll have ours. And I'm like, cool. That's nice. Let's do this. So, we remind I gotta remind everybody, we were like 18 years old at the time, and we're getting off campus. So anyone who went to college knows that going off campus is like the best thing ever, especially on like the weekends and stuff, because a lot of times nobody's really on campus for real, and there's not too much going on. So to get off campus to do something, especially when you don't have a car, is like a gold mine basically. So we get to the restaurant, my friends are at their table, I'm at the table with the guy. The guy was cool, and I was just really there for the free meal, honestly, but, you know how that goes sometimes, but, so we're eating, and he was like, he lets me order first, of course. So, me, I'm gonna order the Burger wings, and, I'm gonna get my, for appetizer, I'm gonna get the Aussie cheese fries. Those are good. And, you got to get it layered, because that's how you order them. Because, if you get it layered, you get more cheese. Yeah, it's a whole system to it. With some extra ranch, get a ramekin of it. You know how we do. Yeah, I'm a fat kid, by the way. So, I ordered my appetizer, and then I get my meal. So, at the time, I think I got like a steak or something. I can't remember what I ordered. So, he ordered soup. And I'm just like, okay, like, that's all you gonna get? Like, he was just like, yeah, I'm not that hungry. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm sitting there chomping down on my wings and my fries and everything. And, he trying to get a wing. And, I'm like, I'm really, really protective over my food. So, I was kind of mad that he was trying to get one of my wings. But, I can't be too mad because, he paying for the meal. So, I'm a fat kid, though. So I'm just like, dang, why you ain't order no wings if you wanted a wing? Because I'm going to have this to go to eat back at the room for over the weekend. I got extra food and stuff to put in the refrigerator. So fast forward to the end of the day, everything went good. He brought us back to campus, and I end up talking to him in the car, and he's trying to put the moves on me, and I'm just like, dude, I'm not putting out for like Outback Steakhouse. Like, you took me out, that's one meal, great, but we need to get to know each other and everything before I even consider kissing you and all this other stuff. So then fast forward to like a few weeks later, he is still, trying to get with me and stuff. And he was like, hey, I was like, my friends want to get off campus again. And, he had a pretty big size car. So my friend's like, you think he'll take us to the mall? And I was like, I asked him and see. And sure enough, he said yes. So he took me and my friends to the mall. We had a great time. And he was like, definitely be back at a certain time. And I was like, sure, we will be. So we were a few minutes late getting back to where he was picking us up. And so he got really upset. At the time I didn't have a cell phone on campus, but my friends had a cell phone. But we forgot to call him and tell him like, hey, it's gonna be a few minutes. But he said he'll be waiting outside, so we thought it would be no problem. So I guess it was like a loss of communication. I can't remember what exactly happened. All I know is that when he picked me and my friends man, when I say he went completely off on us, and then I found out some true stuff about him that I didn't even know. He was like, I'm gonna miss a job now because you all wouldn't come out on time, and now I gotta take y'all back, and now you're making me mad. Like, he went completely off on me, right? And my friend was in the background, was like, don't be going off on her and stuff. But we gotta have a ride back to campus. So let's say that was like the quietest ride I ever been in my life. Not a single person was talking, with no music on or nothing. He got really upset, talking about, I now I gotta take care of my daughter and everything because of y'all. And we were just like, what? Where did this come from? You ain't tell me you had no kid or nothing. So I would say this is one of the craziest, like, kind of, I guess, crazy days that I've had before. But that was like crazy on that Outback Steakhouse scenario. That's the first one. Now the second one was a little bit different. This was when I was a little bit older. I was actually working at Outback Steakhouse as a hostess at the location in Nashville, right down the street from the school. And this other guy I was working with, his name's Mike. He was really cool. He also worked at Victoria's Secrets with my homegirl, which was my best friend, who stayed across the hall. Who stayed across the hall from me in freshman year, but this is like, I would say this is like junior year. So this is like a few years later. And she worked with him in Victoria's Secret too. So, he was a really cool guy. We vibed really well. We used to laugh. We used to joke all the time and stuff. And, we got close pretty quickly. It was definitely sparks in the air between me and him. At the time, I wasn't dating anybody. He wasn't either. And he always wanted me to come over to his place, but I was kind of like skeptical a little bit. I was like, hey, you can come kick it with me. At the time, I was an RA in a dorm too as well. So I was like, hey, come kick it with me sometimes. And he was like, sure. So, we would hang out. We'll go to the movies. We'll go out to eat. Of course, we'll go use our discount for Outback Steakhouse because, you can eat at Carrabba's and stuff. So we go eat at Carrabba's with our discount. I mean, it was a cool experience. Like, it was really great. He hooked me up with his discount with Victoria's Secret. So, everything was like a win-win situation in my mind. So one night he was like, hey, why don't you come to my place? And, I was like, finally, yeah, let me go to your place. I haven't been over here before. We just got off work. We had ordered our takeout, and we were going to watch a movie and hang out. And this is like pre-Netflix and chill. This is like, hey, let's go rent a movie at the video store and then go back to the house. This is like that time period. So we rented a movie, went back to the house, and we were just on the couch. We were cuddled up and stuff. It was really cute. He was like, yeah, my roommate should be coming home soon. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I haven't met his roommate yet. So, we're relaxing, and then his roommate comes in, and I look, and it was like the craziest like moment. I feel like I was on a TV show. So the guy who walks in is this guy that I had talked to my sophomore year that I really didn't like. He was very arrogant, and he got on my nerves, and he was really like somebody I didn't want to like talk to or whatever. So it was a brief relationship that we had. He walks in the door. So at this point, I'm just like, oh crap, his roommate is somebody I used to talk to. What do I do with this situation? So he was just like, hey, how are you? And I was like, hi. And then of course the Mike introduced us, and he came over and shook my hand, was like, nice to meet you. And I'm just like, this is weird. I was like, nice to meet you too. So he acted like he didn't even know me, but he kept looking at me, and I'm just like, why? This is so weird. I was like, I don't know what to do. So it was a very awkward situation basically. So the whole time he went into his room, and we didn't see him again for the rest of the night. So me and him ended up hanging out. I ended up spending the night over there. He was he was a great gentleman. He gave me his room, and he stayed on the couch. I was like, that was really sweet of him because, we were like still in the new stages of a relationship. So that morning I wake up, and I go into the living room, and I see both of them watching football, because this is like Saturday morning, so it's college football on TV. So he's watching football and everything, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And he was like, well, I'll talk to you later on today. And I was like, okay. So we hugged and kissed and everything, and I left. So he didn't stay that far away from my friends who lived in an apartment complex off campus. So I went right over there to them because I knew everybody was up. So I went over there and was like, guys, what do I do? So I explained to them what was going on, and I told them about the dude because they remembered him. And he was like, oh man, he was a complete butthole. And I was like, I know, right? I was like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, I don't know. He act like he didn't know me. But then one of my friends was, well, maybe he don't remember you. And I was like, well, maybe that's true. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm a pretty memorable person, though. Like, my name's Naomi. I mean, there's not too many Naomis in the world. They was like, well, maybe he just don't remember you or something. Maybe you didn't make an impression on him. And I was like, well, maybe so. So while we having this discussion, we're trying to figure out, like, how do I approach the guy and tell him and everything. Next thing you know, I get a text message. And it's from Mike. And he was like, hey, you know, I hate to do this, but, you know, you're a really nice person. I really had a connection with you. But I was talking to my roommate, and he said y'all used to date, and he said he still likes you, and he was trying to see what was up with you because he lost contact with you. So, you know, I'm gonna back away because, you know, my boy is my boy, and, you know, it's bros before hoes or whatever. So he was like, yeah, you know, it was nice knowing you and everything, and, you know, maybe, you know, in the future we could still be friends or whatever, but at this point I can't pursue anything else with you. And then that was it. And I was like, what? Are you serious? So then I next thing you know, I get a message from his boy talking about, hey, what's good? And I was like, really? I was like, so you act like you ain't know me. Then you gonna try to holler at me after the fact. So I was really pissed after that because this guy was somebody I didn't never want to talk to. I had totally forgot about him and everything. And the simple fact that he looked there and told dude that he still wanted to be with me and that he shouldn't date me or whatever because he still had feelings for me. I felt so I felt so upset. So, and crazy thing about it is Mike quit at Outback Steakhouse. Like, he stopped working at Outback Steakhouse, and I ain't hear nothing from him ever again after that. Isn't that crazy? Like, he stopped working there. Like, we never saw each other hardly ever again. Yeah, and he had added me as a friend on Facebook not too long ago, and I saw he's married with kids and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's great. But it just still the simple fact that his friend, like, definitely was, like, a hater and, like, came in and tried to, like, get back with me after the fact was so crazy. But yeah, those are my 2 Outback Steakhouse stories. Thank you so much for listening. This is episode 10. You definitely can hit me up online. You can hit me up at www.datingwoes.com. You also can follow me at datingwoes. You can hit up my Instagram, datingwoes, dating_woes on Twitter. You can also go to my website, www.naomithegreat.com. Definitely follow me, share this, tweet about it, laugh about it. Thank you so much for supporting me. You all have a great week. Peace.